How to keep online audiences engaged? Tricky, very, very tricky. For so many reasons, it's hard to engage an online audience and in particular to keep their engagement. For one, there is no face-to-face contact in terms of you cannot see the whites of people's eyes, you cannot see them smile, you cannot hear the laughter. It's so hard to engage naturally with an online audience. And also from an audience's point of view, it's so hard to keep your attention on the screen. There are so many distractions. Most people are working from home at the moment when they're involved in these online meetings or watching online presentations. And there's the washing to do, there's the food to cook, there's stuff to look at online, there's cups of coffee to make, there's all sorts of distractions. So how can you, as a presenter, keep hold of the audience's attention and also make sure that the experience they're having is a brilliant one? In this video, I'm going to give you some great tips, some really easy tips, things that you can do to make such a difference to your audience's attention. Follow these tips and I promise you your next meeting, your next online presentation will not only be the best that you've ever done, but the feedback, in particular from your audience, will be the best you have ever received. As always, please do subscribe to my channel and please let me know in the notes below what videos you'd like me to create next. This first point is really important and it's actually the main point about engagement online, and it's all to do with timing. If you want to be a great online presenter, if you want your online meetings to become known for how good they are, how informative they are, and in particular how engaging they are, then you need to become obsessed with time. Time is key when it comes to online engagement. So first of all, when you think about organizing your next online meeting, your next online presentation, and you're asking people to dedicate their time to you, don't schedule that appointment for 10 a.m., for example. Schedule it for 5 minutes past 10. Why? Well, it gives people 5 minutes. You know, people at the moment are back-to-back online meetings, online presentations. It's how people are working together at the moment. And what tends to happen is, in particular in companies, people's diaries are booked up by the hour. So what people tend to do is book their online meeting for, say, 10 to 11 a.m. But instead, try organizing it for 5 past the hour, because you know you're then giving your audience 5 minutes for a coffee, 5 minutes for a comfort break, 5 minutes just to catch a breath. It means that when they dial in, they will instantly be more engaged and instantly be thankful to you as well. So you're much more likely to have their full attention. Believe me, those 5 minutes, they mean a lot. The other thing you should do when it comes to time is really think about what you're asking from your audience, and do you need an hour? Now for me, when a presenter or somebody says to me, I'm struggling with online meetings, I'm getting no engagement, people aren't enjoying them, I'm getting huge fallout, my main question is always, how long did this last? And often people will say an hour, and that amazes me. You're asking for an hour of people's attention when you're not in the same room together, you're just looking at a screen. To me, that is crazy. How can you expect people to give you their full attention for that hour? Well, the answer is you can't, and they simply won't. It doesn't matter who you are. Instead, what I would encourage you to do is divide your time, which takes planning, which is also important when it comes to online meetings and presentations. So if you think you've got content that will take an hour to deliver, divide it into 3 separate meetings instead. And I would make those meetings last 20 minutes. And here's an even bigger audience incentive and a great reason why your audience will give you their full engagement Start that 20-minute meeting at 10:05 and finish it at 25 minutes past. Now, not only are you giving your audience 5 minutes at the start so they turn up fresh and ready, you're giving them 5 minutes at the end as well to think about what you've said and prepare for their next meeting. My next point around timing and audience engagement is plan audience interaction. Now, personally, I would do some form of audience interaction every 10 to 15 minutes. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to do anything big or epic or fancy or really technically clever. It's just planning these moments into your presentation or meeting in advance so you're catching everybody's attention if you feel that some people are starting to switch off, which they will because what you're doing is online, and as I said at the start, there are so many distractions. So what can you do when it comes to interaction that is easy but effective? Well, here are 3 things you can do. The first thing that you can do is simply ask for a show of hands. You can ask the team that you're talking to, how is everybody feeling? Is everybody feeling okay today? Can you give me a show of hands if you're feeling okay? People put their hands up, give a little wave. Even better, ask for a wave. It's nice and friendly. But something where you're asking the audience to do something, just as simple as a wave, will wake them up. It'll also make them realize that the chances are you're going to be asking them to get involved in some way, and that immediately makes people give you more of their attention. The second thing you can do is, again, throw out a question to your audience. Ask them, is everything that I have said so far clear? Can you just raise your hand if you've understood everything that I have said? And again, just raising the hand, it's the same kind of thing, but it makes such a difference. And again, it's re-engaging the audience. It's pulling them back in to what you're saying. It's pretty much waking them up. The other thing you can do when it comes to audience engagement is play a video. Now, you can do that on Microsoft Teams, you can do that on Zoom. It's pretty simple to do. If you want me to make a video on the more technical side of how Zoom and Microsoft meetings work, then I can do that. But believe me, you can. The simplest way is to share your screen. But show a video. Show a video that relates to the content that you're going to be talking about. Go on YouTube, find a video, a humorous video that relates to the content that you're talking about. A video will re-engage your audience. It's something slightly different that they won't have seen necessarily in other meetings or presentations that they've seen online. And again, it just wakes them up. It'll re-engage them to what you're saying. And here's another thing you can do to re-inject some energy into your presentation or meeting when you feel like the audience are starting to switch off. You can actually say it as it is. You can say, I don't know about anybody else, but I feel like I need to stretch this out a bit. I feel like I need to stand up. Let's stand up. Come on, everybody. Stand up wherever you are. Have a bit of a stretch. Let's stretch it out. Then get them to sit down. God, that feels better, doesn't it? Right, okay, I've only got 10 more minutes left. If I can just keep your attention for 10 more minutes and then we'll be done and you can grab a coffee. Okay, let's go. So you're really thinking about the audience. You're thinking about how they're feeling. You're therefore drawing them into you and your presentation naturally. And audiences who feel like the presenter is thinking about them will naturally engage with them more anyway. It means that when people tune into your presentation online or your online meeting, they know that you are thinking about them. And believe me, that will mean that they give you their attention. Audiences like to know the presenter cares. So think about what you're asking of your audience when you prepare for an online meeting or an online presentation. Think about timing, giving the audience back some valuable time, starting at 5 past, finishing at 25 past the hour. Think about condensing your content. So instead of having a meeting that lasts an hour and heaven forbid longer than an hour, divide it into 3 separate meetings. Think about your audience and their needs, and then inject some interaction that is simple but effective. I hope you found this video useful. I hope you find that your next online meeting or online presentation is more of a success because of it. Please do subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for watching that video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, here's a link to some more. Please do subscribe because I'll be uploading videos weekly.